Research presentation for the subject of Applied Exercise and Sports Psychology Research. The topic I've researched is gender influenced by body image for exercise motivation? The importance of exercise and physical activity. The importance of sport and physical activity cannot be overstated in the battle for Western societies to combat the alarming rises in obesity levels. Research indicates that people that are overweight and obese have an increased risk of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease, along with arthritis and some certain types of cancer. In Australia, 54% of adults are classified as overweight or obese, with men making up the majority of the people in Australia being obese or overweight. As a result, people being overweight do have a tendency to have higher risk factors in getting diseases such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease. To combat this, there has been several national health campaigns over the years to combat the rising obesity rates among children and adults. These include current government health campaigns of Get Set for Life and Swap It, Don't Stop It. Most research focus has been conducted on why exercise, whether being aerobic or resistance training, is important for a person's health, but less research has been produced in getting to the root of the problem, rather being exercise motivation and how it plays a very important role, and the inclusion of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation to do the exercise. Does gender impact on body image? Research suggests that men and women may have different motives for exercise and physical activity. Studies have shown that men often desire a more muscular physique, whereas women often pursue a thin body shape portrayed by models in magazines and on television. Unattainable body forms may challenge a person's self-worth and psychological well-being. This is evident where you often see young men taking steroids to get that muscular body, and women to get their thin bodies maybe become bulimic or anorexic. The purpose of the research project was designed to test the following hypothesis. The first one is whether gender had an effect on body image for exercise motivation, and the second is, do women have a greater motivation to exercise due to their self-perceptions on body image other than men? Participants. There's 51 exercise and sports science students from Central Queensland University participated in the Exercise Motivation Survey questionnaire. Out of the 51, there were 21 males and 30 females. The mean age for the participants was 26.3 years, and the standard deviation was 7.6. The stature of the participants, the mean stature was 173.1 centimetres with a standard deviation of 7.92, and the mean mass for the group was 73.3 kilograms, and the standard deviation was 14.2. Participants' age range was from 18 to 45 years of age. The procedures. For my research project, I analysed the motives for physical activity measure revised survey questionnaire. Contained within the questionnaire were 30 questions relating to exercise motivation. And contained within the survey were 5 subscales that I've analysed. They included fitness, appearance, which is body image, competence, which is the challenge, social, and enjoyment. The range of the survey questions was from 1 to 7, with 1 representing not true at all, up to 7 which represented very true. The statistical analysis used for the research project was one of first of all was a parametric statistical analysis using descriptive statistics with mean and standard deviation. Then an ANOVA was used to determine the difference between group means. Statistical significance was set at 0.01, reported with a 99% confidence levels. After the ANOVA was used, a post-op t-test was used to observe significant differences in the non-parametric data. The degrees of freedom was 9, and all statistical analysis was performed by using the Analysis Tool Pack Microsoft Excel 2010. As you will see from the table, the ANOVA results are present. We had the between groups sum of squares, the degrees of freedom that was used was 9, and the mean square resulted in 19.22. The within groups sum of squares, the degrees of freedom, and the mean square again, with the total being 577.57. Its structure allowed for isolating the appearance or body image responses from other responses. Female responses could be compared to male responses across the 5 motifs, allowing for the manipulation of the question data to create 10 distinct set scores. These scores were initially analysed using the ANOVA to determine whether any statistical significance differences existed between the 10 sets of scores. Here is the graph showing the 5 motive scores for both males and females. In terms of raw scores, fitness as a motive ranked highest, followed by enjoyment, confidence and challenge, appearance and social. This applies across both genders. An F value of 11.64 was obtained, and the critical F value for 245 degrees of freedom within the groups and 9 degrees of freedom between the groups was 2.48. Therefore, as obtained the F values exceeds the critical value, a statistical significance difference does exist somewhere within the set of scores. Therefore, consistent with the research and hypothesis stated earlier that females are more inclined to be motivated by their appearance or body image to exercise than males. Their discussion. Study results for both hypotheses did not support that gender or body image plays an influential role in exercise motivation. No statistical significance between men and women were found in any of the 5 exercise motives, although there was some difference in the raw data as previously explained. Future studies may wish to expand on research by including socio-economic groups and occupational types, maybe blue collar versus white collar, or different regions. So you might have one in the western suburbs and one in the eastern suburbs. The study helps to provide an understanding into exercise motivations of university students, whether extrinsic or extrinsic motivations that have been previously explained as a part of the self-determination theory proposed by Decky and Ryan. In conclusion, research findings were not consistent with many other studies that have looked at gender, body image and exercise motivation. Some of the other studies did show that there were significant differences between men and women. Often women were found to be more concerned with body image as an exercise motivation than men did. Possible reasons was that the study participants were all exercise science students who would be considered to have a personal interest in their own health, rather than a lot of the population that doesn't. Please find attached the references I've used for my research project. And here's some more references for the research presentation. Thank you and goodbye.